Alright, quickly how to fill ink cartridges. When they're brand new, the plastic is still over the nozzle. You do not want to puncture that. This makes it easier to prime it when it's brand new. So they're either going to come like this with a clear plug here and a colored plug here, or it's going to be reversed. But your vent is always your furthest hole from the chip side. So what you want to do is you want to pull these both out and you want to switch them. So I've already pulled this one out. You're going to take the colored one out and you're going to put the clear one back into this outside hole. This is just for filling. Now what we're going to do is, these are the inks that you're going to get. You're going to get brand new bottles. Syringe here. You're going to get a kit just like this. It's your syringes, glove. There's one large syringe that's for purging if you ever need to. If you do not let it run out of ink, you will not need to purge. But if you ever let it run out of ink, you're going to lose your prime. What I like to do with cartridges is I like to go ahead and pop off this clear side. It just snaps on. It's covered by a plastic membrane, and this way you can see. This is your priming chamber. This needs to have ink in it, otherwise your printer will not print. And you'll do umpteen million head cleanings just to get it to print, which are unnecessary. If you just take the extra time to prime it when you first fill your cartridges, you'll be good and you won't need to worry about that. So I'll show you how to fill that hole. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put a plate down here just so I don't make a mess. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I'm doing this with one glove because I am out of gloves, and due to certain situations, gloves are very expensive right now. So I'm going to put nozzle on the syringe, and the way yours are going to come is you're going to have a needle in here, which these are shorter needles than what you're going to get with your, or these are longer than what's going to come with your kit. You're going to get small ones like this. These are just for one of my other printers, but I don't want to open up a new pack just for filling. So you're going to fill the syringe. I like to go about 8 milliliters. You're going to put the needle all the way to the bottom, and then you're going to inject it slowly. You don't want to introduce any more air bubbles than absolutely necessary. Alright, now that that's there, what we're going to do is we're going to take the larger syringe right here, and we're going to just put the end of it right in here. You can only do it like this the first time because this seal hasn't been broken. Once that seal's been broken, if you lose your prime and you need to redo this, you need to block this off. I have a drill bit that fits in there, the blunt end, not the drill end. I think it's a 5/8 inch drill bit that fits right in there snugly. Or if you're really good, you can just take your finger, hold it over that to seal it off, and do the priming. But right now we have a completely sealed brand new cartridge. So what we're going to do is, you would have this blocked off in your case because this is going to be punctured once you put it in the printer. So I'd like to do it halfway, that way I can actually see this circle. But watch this circle. I'm going to pull the plunger up to 20 milliliters, and then I'm going to drop it. And you see the chamber fill up with ink. That's perfect. It doesn't need to be full, it just needs to be more ink than there is air in it. The first time you put it in the printer and it cycles, it's going to pull that through. So then pull back on the needle just a little bit. If you don't, you risk ink spraying everywhere. Ask me how I know. So pull up a little bit, pull it off, break the suction, and now you can fill the rest of the way. Let me clean this one off. So let's go ahead and get more ink. That's all you need. I don't like to fill it all the way, just about right there. And then usually I just dab off the top before I put the plug in. And that one's ready to go. So once you put it in the printer, it's going to puncture the seal and you're going to be ready to print. All these bubbles will settle, so there won't be a problem. These are your air vents. Those stay empty, and that's what creates the prime and the vacuum in the cartridge to keep the pressure. So when you receive your printer from me, what you're going to do is the cartridges are going to come just like this, and they're going to be in a separate baggie. They're not going to be installed in the printer. You're just going to pop them in the printer, and then you're going to pull out these vent plugs. If you do not pull out these vent plugs, it can't get air, and it will starve for air, and you will not get any ink. So pull out those vent plugs, and that's all you need to do. Do not discard them because you will need them if you ever run out of ink. So always try to refill it. I never let it really get below that line. I always try to keep them topped off. So that's the yellow one. We'll do one more, just so you can see. Let me go ahead and close this one, because accidents happen. Alright, we'll do magenta next. So magenta cartridge. You can pop the side back on. I usually leave mine off. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't seal the cartridge in any way because it's just a plastic piece. The membrane is what actually seals the cartridge. But I leave mine off so I can see them regularly. So same thing. We'll pop this side off so you can see what we're doing. We're going to switch out syringes here. Red one. You can either pour your ink out into like a little cup, or you can use it just like this. I like to use like the little white Dixie cups, but I'm just doing it straight out of the bottle right now. So we're gonna go. Oh, let me switch the vent plug out real quick. Get hold of it here. All right, the vent. Put the vent in the outer plug. Doesn't want to go. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get some pink all the way down. Turn it around. That's in there. Same thing. Put in your large syringe. Pull up all the way. Watch the chamber. And it fills up with ink. You just let it naturally fall. Don't push or create pressure. All right, pull back, remove. Wipe off the tip. If you need to clean this off, you can use just regular alcohol. I usually keep a cup of alcohol so that I can just suck some up and clean it off. Alright, I like to work lightest color to darkest color just in case I do end up getting any residue of another color accidentally. It's easier to hide yellow in black than it is to hide black in anything else. A little bit more. I don't like to go so high that it's coming out the top like that. Just below it. Clean that off. Come here. Dab that off. trying to use my gloved hand. Yeah. Once it's all sealed, you can take like just even some Windex on a paper towel and just wipe it off. Alright, that one is good to go. So that is all there is to filling cartridges. Paper plates are awesome for things other than eating. Let's see, let's move on to the next. Let's see if I got another nozzle in here. If I need to wash these. I do. Okay, I'll do this one for blue. Alright, well, new nozzle. Lay these off to the side. We'll go to blue. Make sure you get blue. The colors are very close on the bottles. So these are the bottles you're going to get, is the more opaque bottles like this. I've accidentally put my blue in my black. So I'm going to go ahead and syringe is stuck. Alrighty, come on. I know, you just get a stubborn syringe. Alright, same thing. Make sure that the vent is in the vent spot. If you can't get it, you can take the edge of the needle here. You don't want to puncture, but just enough to kind of go into it just a little bit to lift it out. Alright, vent's in place. Seal is unbroken. Popping the side off. And going in. All the way at the bottom. Yeah, this syringe is really sticky. Okay. Lay this to the side. Hit our priming syringe. Now when you get to the black, that one's a little more challenging because it's a larger cartridge. There we go. You have a primed cartridge. Just that little extra second makes all the difference in the world. And you'll see a lot of people online doing like tons of head cleanings, which is not necessary. As long as a cartridge is primed correctly, you will only need to do head cleanings just to get any residual ink out of the system. And any other cleanings would be a waste of ink and extra wear on the printer that's unnecessary. Oops. Yeah. Discard this syringe here. The rubber is just sticky. It won't slide easily. Or lubricate it. There we go. And just only squirt what's left back in the bottle. I don't like to waste anything. Wipe off. And where is our plug? It's here somewhere, right there. Go ahead and put the plug in the hole. Clean it off. Pop the side back on. Good to go. Put the side back on the red one. Alright, with the black one, It's a larger cartridge. So I'm also going to give you this massive syringe. You don't want to use this on the small ones. It's overkill. You're going to get 3 sizes. You'll get the ones that are in the baggie, and then you'll get this massive one. This is for purging the black. That's all it's for. So we will get a good syringe for filling. Like I said, Windex or regular isopropyl rubbing alcohol will clean up sublimation ink. If you really can't get it up, acetone will remove it. Just be careful using acetone because it is flammable. And it will eat plastic, so you can't like leave it laying on plastic. Alright, let me go ahead and clean this off again. New one. Alright, the black one is a larger cartridge because you do go through more black. We're going to pop the side off again, same way. Your priming chambers here. And we're going to switch these. Then plug in the outside, always the outside. The one closest to the chip is the fill. Fills that chamber, vent is this chamber. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to some black ink. The syringe as far as I go. Your needle will not go all the way down because there is like a little plastic panel that blocks it. So you're just going to slowly put in. With this one, it's going to take you, I think it's 3.5 full syringes. So you can see significantly how much bigger the black cartridge is. So do 2 full. So they are syringed down. Get this off. Alright, now we're going to get ink in here. We're going to use the big one. I'm going to pop it down in there, make sure it's nice and snug. And then just pull all the way up. Let it down. Filled immediately. Pull back. Remove it. That's it. And now another full syringe worth. Like this, a little harder to see, and I'm doing it backwards, so hard for me to see. I'm getting in there. So that's 3 full syringes. And oops. Alright. That back in. So, like I said, about 3.5 fills it up. Wipe off. Black. Alright, we are sealed, we are primed, we are ready to go. So again, when you get them, install the utilities and drivers directly from Epson. Do not install firmware, do not update firmware, otherwise the firmware can block third-party chips from working in your printer. There's a way to disable the firmware from popping up on the printer. I have another video that shows how to quickly do that, and then it will never pop up as a reminder, and then you just have to tell the computer to never update firmware. So when you get it, install the utilities drivers when it prompts you to install the printer, then connect the printer. Don't connect the printer first. Otherwise, you'll get multiple instances of the printer, and that gets confusing, knowing which is the correct installed printer with the drivers. Then you'll pop these in, and you'll pull out the vent plugs. It'll cycle, and it'll ask you to do a nozzle check. You don't want to do that the first time. You want to do one head cleaning. And after that one head cleaning, run a nozzle check. And as long as all the lines look unbroken and there's no missing spots, you're good to go. If there are broken lines, you want to do one more head cleaning and that's it. And if it's not printing solid at that point, then just let me know and I can talk you through the next steps to getting it printing correctly. But these are going to be your cartridges, and they are going to be in a separate baggie. You're going to get that and your large syringe, and you're going to be ready to start sublimating. Thank you.